Hey, Rowan, it's so great to have you with us here today for
Hi.
Conversations with Chris. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. Well, I'm strong on the outside and mushy on the inside. I did not grow up initially in a Christian family, and there was quite a history of divorce and addictions. But God came into our family when I was about 10. And that was the beginning of kind of him saying like this stops here. And even though all of my family members didn't really start a relationship with God at that time, I did, and my mom did, and that made a big difference in my life. um, I'm a mom. I have 4 kids, as you know very well, and I'm a businesswoman and I'm a writer. I like interior design. I like to play soccer. So those are some things about me. I love people. Yeah.
Cool. Well, as your husband, I do know that you are busy, so I'm glad that you're so able and flexible to take this time out to spend some time with me and just talk about your life and all that kind of stuff. So, what are you looking forward to most when the COVID restrictions are over?
One thing I'm looking forward to is being able to hold my new nephew. My baby sister had a baby in December, and I haven't even been able to see him yet. So that is something that I really look forward to. And just in general, to have our charter rights and freedoms given back to us, I really look forward to that. Being able to have all of my children home for Christmas and not be told which ones can come home and which ones can't, and that sort of thing. I'm just really looking forward to some freedom and just getting back to normal, whatever normal is. So, yeah.
So there's been all kinds of ups and downs through COVID for many different people. And for you, Rowan, what's been motivating you to continue on through all of this? What gets you up in the morning?
Well, being a small business owner, my business motivates me to get up in the morning because I have to in order to keep it going, in order not to lose my investment. And our business is an essential service, so I'm very grateful that we have been able to remain open when a lot of my business neighbors in the plaza have not been able to. And but at the same time, with all the lockdowns, we still lost a lot of money, and I've had to work harder myself because I couldn't afford to pay staff like I usually do. So just going into work every day, disinfecting everything for my customers, just keeping the business going. I would say that has given me kind of very little choice. I haven't had any stay home time. I've had a few days at Christmas because my wonderful husband was going stir crazy being at home, and so he offered to sanitize the businesses for me. But other than that, yeah, I just haven't had a break. I haven't had stay home time. And so that's been one thing that's gotten me through COVID. But I have to say, and especially at the beginning, being an essential service worker, and I think a lot of you maybe watching can relate. At the beginning, we didn't know how deadly or not deadly COVID-19 was. And so we felt that we were kind of taking our life in our hands when we went out into the public, especially at the beginning. But we had to do it, right? We had to feed our families, we had to keep our businesses going. And just really knowing, like being very sure that as a Christian, I know that I have eternal life has really helped me because I know that it's going to be okay whether I live or whether I die. Um, Jesus has got me, and I'm going to be with him forever. And so it really gave me, like, it helped me not to be too afraid and to have peace and to just do what I had to do. Just really knowing and clinging to the fact that I have eternal life in Jesus. So that is another thing that has kept me going and helped keep me very, like, in my mind, very sound during all this time.
Well, that's great. Thank you so much, Rowan, for sharing that with us. If you could choose to do anything for a day, what would it be? What would it be in the midst of all of this?
I think being an essential worker and having to go into work almost every single day, if I could just have a day just where I didn't have set responsibilities, that I could just do whatever I wanted, that I could be home, that I could visit with friends or visit with my mom, like those kind of things. I think it would just have a day that was not a have to day, but a want to day, because my life has so many responsibilities that it's a treat just to choose what I'm going to do in a day. So that would be it. Not specific, but it's more the idea of it.
Well, maybe I can help make that happen in your life too. So you've already been talking to us about what your faith means in the midst of this COVID world that we've been in. But tell us a little bit more of what your faith actually does mean to you.
What it means to me in general, everything. I really try to live my life to please God in the choices that I make, in my priorities, in just worshiping Him. I love to sing. That's how I really connect with God, whether it's in the car while I'm driving, at home, at church. My faith has really just, it's really who I am. I think anyone who knows me, they're not going to come away from time with me, hopefully, without being pointed to the fact that I believe in God and Jesus and try to follow Him. So hopefully, hopefully that shows. But it's everything. And during COVID, I would have to say I've really been thinking about the church a lot. I mean, I always care about our local church so much, but I feel like we need to really grapple with what is the church and why it's so important that we are in community with one another. And COVID has really made that difficult. So I really encourage myself and everyone not to take your local church for granted, and whatever we're allowed to do it in terms of living in community with one another. I think we really need that. So that's something that I've thought a lot about during COVID.
Well, thank you so much for sharing your heart with us, Rowan. And it's so great to hear how God's been working in your life through this whole time. So thanks so much for sharing with us today. It's been great getting to know you a little bit better. And I love you so much, sweetie. And it's good to spend this time with you.
Thank you so much for having me on Conversations with Chris, and keep up the good work.